All right, you clicked on the video, you know what it is. It's the Spore, also known as the Cloudstone, versus the Glitch. We just finished filming and editing that video, and then we received this disc here from Toplink. This is the Neo Spore in their like soft Neo plastic. Very interesting. This is not the same disc as we review, as you're going to see in a second, but the flight is nearly identical from like my experiences so far, and as you can see from a couple of throws here, my favorite throw with this disc was one we just did in some testing yesterday with this disc. We got out and threw it in a little tailwind and put it on a slight Annie. This thing felt like it was going to carry for days. So without further ado, we are joined today by our friend Jackson. Let's jump into the Glow Glitch versus Protospore. What's up, locals? We are out today at Baker Park, joined by one of the up-and-coming, I was going to say in Calgary, probably in Canada, disc golfers. Jackson Peace, thanks so much for coming out.
Yeah, no problem.
Joining us on the channel today. We were talking a couple weeks ago over at Putting League, and Jackson was mentioning the Cloudstone, and I was like, I've never even heard of this disc. Jackson had just ordered one. I managed to get my hands on one, and this is kind of an interesting one because it kind of feels like Discmania's response to the Glitch. It's a 1701.
Yeah.
You throw a lot of Discmania.
I do.
Which was sort of the like interest in going this route. Just on like first look, we've obviously just done a bunch of throws with it. What's your take so far on it as a disc?
Pretty good. I feel like the flight numbers with the 7 glide aren't 1000%. I feel like it's more like a 5-6 glide. I feel like it doesn't glide as much as the Glitch, but so far it's pretty good. It does hold up a lot more with the torque, and I'm pretty happy with how it flies so far.
This video is sponsored by Limber Disc Golf, one of the best shops in the sport. I can't speak highly enough of what they do for the community of disc golf here in Calgary. Amazing selection of discs, bags, accessories, tons of community events they put on, fundraisers, disc dyeing nights, live music. Usually they have Disc Golf Network on in shop with 2 local beer taps always running. It's a great place to come and watch the final round of your favorite tournament. So for the month of April, be sure to use the code WeAreLocal at checkout to be entered for your chance to win a $60 gift certificate here at Limber. All right, now back to the video. Wanted to look at it today, obviously up against the Glitch, and more specifically the Eclipse Glitch, because I think that's been their beefiest version of this disc so far. And having thrown both a bunch today, obviously there's quite a difference in feel and shape, even with like the gyro technology where you have like more weight in the rim. What could you say about like how they come out of your hand, how they feel in terms of stability? You just said about the glide of the Cloudstone not being maybe quite the same. Of this Eclipse, like where do you put it in terms of glide? Let's start there.
I would also put the glide for the Eclipse Glitch lower than
the R2 or the neutron, soft neutron, I think they are. Yeah.
Just the stability of them, I feel like takes down the glide a bit more. I do feel like the Glitch does come out of the hand a lot better, just because the weight in the rim does, I find, help with kind of the flight and releasing it on time, where the Cloudstone is distributed all over and isn't mainly focused on the rim.
Totally. I feel like with the Glitch, we were saying it earlier, I feel like it's, you know, of a similar shape to like an Envy. It's not an Envy, but it's a similar shape. It's deeper, obviously. It feels like a bigger disc in hand with that like catch frisbee element to it. The Cloudstone feels, I feel like this feels a bit more like a disc than like a catch frisbee. I feel like the Glitch has that sort of like catch frisbee feel to it, where this has like more of a disc feel, for like lack of a better term.
Yeah.
It definitely feels more like a disc in hand. I like it for that. The way that the rim on it kind of rounds, it is comfortable, but again, I think
And how much of it, I guess the other question is, you said it's getting used to it right now and it feels more comfortable because of the weight and it comes out of the hand cleaner with the glitch. How much of it do you think too is just like you're used to the glitch right now and this is just a new disc?
Definitely, I feel like plays a big part of it because the glitch has been out for several months now. People have thrown it a bunch and are used to it now.
Totally.
Versus the Spore, it's newer, so it's going to take longer to get used to just because kind of used to the glitch and how the glitch flies. So you're going to throw, like with the Spore, with that being 01, I knew I tried throwing it harder and it didn't work as much as often as throwing the glitch because the glitch isn't going to be as stable.
Do you feel like the numbers are accurate in that, like obviously we just talked about glide, but in terms of like, let's think about the stability for a second. Are you feeling like that 01 is accurate with the Spore versus, I mean, obviously the glitch being a 00. There's always that, I think MVP was the first company that based on the plastic, they've altered their flight numbers for a disc if it was like glow or if they came out with like a different version. I think, what is it? I think like a base plastic NV I think is like 3.3-1.2, where the glow is a 3.302 I think. So some discs get altered. That glow glitch should carry the same numbers, or do you think it should be more like 750.5 or something like that?
I feel like it could be an 01 as well with the Spore. I do feel like the Spore has correct numbers, maybe other than the glide, but honestly, I feel like they're pretty close.
Totally. I like it. I think what's really cool about these discs is, if you got the original glitch, and I've already spoken to this on the channel before, but if you have that like soft neutron glitch, even the R2 glow rim glitch feels like it has that level of glide to it, but it's very true to flight. So if you don't have sort of perfect form, it will definitely highlight that. And having a 00 can be great because it's going to do exactly what you do to it. But at the same time, if I have, not perfect form, sometimes I need that little bit of correction at the end. So I feel like both of these discs, obviously, if you're a Discmania fan, this will be that glitch with some built-in correction, I think is amazing. Every video gets mentioned, but we are 1,045 meters above sea level here. We are right beside the Bow River here today, as you can kind of see in the background, which is running right off of the mountain. So we are at elevation, which gives these discs a little bit of added stability. Jackson, have you had the chance to play much in like lower elevations?
Yeah, it definitely is a lot harder with your most stable disc hyzer flipping. Very confusing. Did not like it, but it's fun.
I like to mention that because I think it's really important if you are watching discs fly on this channel and you're going, oh wow, this feels like it's flying, with more fade at the end or with more stability than like what I'm seeing. Pay attention to where you are and what your elevation level is. If you're right at sea level, like on the East Coast or whatever, and you're seeing like kind of a different flight of the disc, it's a huge difference. And I think it's really important to highlight that piece because where you are really affects like the flight of the disc, which I find fascinating. And I love that part of the sport, but it is worth mentioning as you're watching these flights of these discs today. So I guess just wrapping up, I think both discs are great. Obviously, if you have, a desire to get into glow golf, this doesn't exist in a glow plastic right now. And that glow glitch, I think for the average disc golfer is such a great disc, being that it can be a catch. Have you tried this as like a catch disc, or is the idea the same to like?
They're pretty nice to catch just because it is slightly thicker. So you can, I feel like, grab onto it easier.
Right. And in terms of, sorry, I'm interrupting you here.
Yeah.
Finish what you're going to say.
No, go ahead.
With the depth of, we kind of talked about it, and you mentioned that this is slightly deeper, I think, right?
Yeah.
Than the glitch. It almost kind of can fool you because with the shape of the glitch being kind of so boxy, this, when I first grabbed it, I thought, oh, this is shallower, just because the way the underside of your hand can like interact with the disc. It just doesn't feel like, because it's rounded, it gives off the impression that it's not maybe quite so deep, but it actually is slightly deeper. It's just kind of the way the shape of the discs are. Anything that I missed that you wanted to add?
I think you got everything.
Cool. Yeah, if you have any questions, please be sure to leave them down in the comments. Really wanted to do this video. I think we're going to see more brands coming out with like their version of the glitch. and we'll definitely be kind of continually trying to get those videos out. All right, so wrapping up this one, thanks again, Jackson, like so much for this, having the opportunity to see different people throwing these discs and getting more of our community out to show not only our courses but our players here is like a really important piece of this channel. So I really appreciate you joining us and getting to see someone with like, good form, good technique, good power, and to kind of give these discs like true flight. And we get to kind of see that they're pretty similar up to this point. So any questions, leave them down in the comments. And as always, this is Jackson. My name is Ryan. This is Local. We are local.